ready? Good morning, everyone. How is everyone this morning? That is what I like to hear. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I'm the minister here, and we're gonna have a celebration today. Does that sound like a good plan? Well, I don't know if does it sound like, do you want to celebrate today? There we go, yes. We are a spiritual community here at Unity of Tucson. We are here to celebrate love. We are here to celebrate the goodness in the world and to understand that we are that goodness. And as we shine our light, we are creating a world that works for everyone. I want to share with you our vision here at Unity of Tucson. It is this: we envision a place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. And so if you're in the room, take a look around. This is our dynamic congregation. If you're online, there are going to be some pictures of members of our congregation that are going to come up on your screen. And as we introduce a new song to this community, I invite you, if you feel compelled, to stand up and dance. There's a winding road where I used to run. The race is long, oh, but it can be won. With every step I'm taking, with every choice I'm making, with every bend in the road, we get stronger. You'll learn this chorus. We can reach up, we can reach out, we can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can be anything we want to be. We must believe we can share the dream. So we'll get used to that chorus as we go along. And, choruses always come back a lot. There's a dead-end street where I used to play. You know what? But I found my wings so I can fly away. Below the street lights fading, ahead is my future waiting. Beyond all those doubts and fears, I can see it. We can reach up, we can reach out, we can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our minds to. We can be anything we want to be. Oh, we must believe we can share the dream. We can share the dream, we can share the dream. Yes, we can. We can share the dream, we can share the dream. Oh, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. We can reach out, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. We can reach up, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. Sharing the future, we can share the dream, we can share the dream. We can reach up, we can reach out, we can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our mind to. We can be anything we want to be. We can reach up, we can reach out, we can show this world what we're all about. We can do anything we put our mind to. We can be anything we want to be. We must believe we can share the dream. We can reach up. Ooh, that's a fun one to start with, isn't it? Get the blood pumping. It's funny, I was in the back earlier and I was saying, I feel a little, now people are going to probably laugh because they probably think I'm always amped up, but I was going to say I feel a little more amped up today than usual. So look out. Yes, once again, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. Did I already introduce myself? I don't even remember. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz, the amped up minister here at Unity. And here's the thing. We're here to have a good time. I think that spiritual centers, I think that churches, I think we should just have a good time, right? One of my guiding lights in ministry has been to offer enlightenment through entertainment. Get it? We are a spiritual community here. We are teaching practical tools to create a better life for each and every one of us. It is my belief that we can purposefully activate our spiritual evolution. What is spiritual evolution? It is that guiding thing, that desire, that upwelling within each and every one of us that is pushing us to become greater expressions of ourself. And so we can direct that spiritual evolution into ways that feel good in our life. And that's what I want. There's a man named Thomas Troward. Does anyone know who Thomas Troward is? Yeah, Thomas Troward is one of the luminaries at the beginning of the New Thought movement, Unity being part of the New Thought umbrella. Thomas Troward said that there was one purpose in life. That there is one purpose in life. That purpose is to be joyful. And so that's what we're here to do. Let's make life joyful together. I would love it if you would please read with me the words of our mission statement. Within the principles of Unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. And there are principles that I carry with me that I have adopted into my life, and I invite you to take them on into your own heart in a way that perhaps works for you. And part of this exploration is to find what works, right? Find what works within each and every one of us. And but these principles that I carry with me at all times are these. You ready? Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. I believe our work in this world to make life more joyful is to remember who we are. And the thing is, when you remember who you are, the other two parts come naturally. Love only and forgive everything. So we're going to awaken to our magnificence here at Unity of Tucson. I do want to invite you, if you're watching online and you're joining us for the first time today, I would love for you to reach out, let us know that you are joining us. There is a way to connect with us. If you go to unitytucson.com/connect, you can fill out the information there, and we just love to know that you're sharing this time with us. If you are in the room and you are new, we have a gift for you. So if you are willing to identify yourself and stand up and let us greet you, I would love for you to do that. Is there anyone who's new here today? Yes, I love it. Beautiful. Oh, how wonderful. And I'm going to invite you to remain standing. And if you are not standing, I would love for you to turn around and look at these beautiful faces of these magnificent beings that are in our room. And let's share with them the truth we know about them on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. There's another thing that we're celebrating today. It's the first Sunday of the month, and so on the first Sunday of the month, we celebrate birthdays. If you are celebrating a birthday in the month of June, you may have been invited to fill out a form as you were coming in. And if there's anyone who has not filled out a form, please you can let yourself be known. If you're online, you can fill out the form online. What will happen is a little bit later in our service, we're going to do a drawing to celebrate the birthdays that are in the room today. There's someone, Roberta, there's someone right back there. So a way that we celebrate here is by giving, our givingness, our spirit of givingness. And so we invite you to write down your name and let us know which of the charities that are on that form you would like us to contribute some of our tithe to this month. That's how we celebrate our birthdays here. The draw will happen a little bit later today. Let's take some time and invite Karen King to join me on stage. Karen is our licensed Unity teacher here, and she is going to guide us this morning through some time of centering, some awareness, some quieting, some meditation. Karen King.
I I invite you to close your eyes if it's comfortable for you, and take a few deep, slow breaths to relax your mind and your body. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Make your breaths long, slow, and steady. Rhythmically inhale and exhale until you move into the present moment. And once you're in that moment, you are entering a world of possibility, a world of recognition. And in this moment, this precious moment, I ask you to join me in blessing the prayer chest that is right up here on the stage, on the steps. This prayer chest is a treasure that was placed at the front of the sanctuary to remind us of the support given by this congregation. This support is given whenever congregants are in need of assurance that Spirit is active in their lives. All the needs and desires of these blessed petitioners' prayers are held in this sacred space for 30 days in respect. They're held in respect and confidentiality. And all prayers that are shared here are met with love, mind action, and compassion. I know that once these supplications are written or spoken and turned over to law, the one power, one presence always responds. And now, let's say the affirmation for the month. I know that I am entitled to all the good that God represents in my life. I know that I am blessed in every way, and I am entitled to all the good in my life. I know that there is an abundance of good in my life, and I know that I'm entitled to that good.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved.
In this moment, I know that there is one power, one presence, one life. And that power, presence, and life is God. I take this moment to contemplate the truth, the absolute truth. I recognize the power and the presence of God, which is order, clarity, intelligence, peace, and love. And as I consider these attributes of spirit, I know that they are attributes of myself. I am the order, the clarity, the intelligence, the peace, and the love that God is. I am one with Spirit. No separation from Spirit exists. I speak my word knowing I am centered, knowing that God is the source of my being. And for every question, there exists an answer in mind. For every apparent obstacle or challenge, there is a solution. I am supported by clarity and peace. Clarity and peace are the inherent aspects of my divine nature. I'm always immersed in wisdom and truth. It is this light of knowingness which illuminates my path, making my way clear and easy. And this light is the beacon which guides me in the direction of my highest good. The truth is revealed in perfect ways and at perfect times so that I may easily recognize and utilize it. In this peace, only good is known and only good may be expressed. The peace of God resides in my heart and my mind, and all is well. I am so eternally grateful to know this truth. I celebrate this truth with a glad heart. My heart is filled with appreciation for my conscious awareness of it and for the power of my word as I declare it so. I now simply release my intention into the law, into the very heart of God where it is already true and done. I am magnificent. And so it is.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the
Thank you, Karen. I'm going to invite one of our ushers to take the prayer chest back out to the lobby. There are prayer request forms that are available. If you would like to submit a prayer request, you can do so. The chest will be out there for you. And like she says, we hold these prayers in confidence and that they are acted upon by a law of mind action, which is what we teach here. That as we pray, we are setting into motion this active mind that addresses that which we impress upon it. And so we believe wholly and fully in answered prayers here. I'm going to invite Winnell to join me on stage. She is one of our keepers of the flames. And you'll see if you're new, these candles are representative of various faith traditions, religious paths, and spiritual ideologies that exist throughout the world. And we honor each and every one of them through a ceremony each week called Lighting the Flames of Faith. And so for each candle that we light, we are understanding that each and every one of these paths is rooted in that golden thread of love. And so we light a candle for the Tao, which teaches that the Tao is the way that pervades all. It is reflected as balance, the yin and yang that makes up wholeness. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, which teaches that everything is living and infused with and expressing from life force energy. We light a candle for Hinduism, which teaches that there is one supreme reality. This supreme reality manifests itself in myriad ways, shows up as many gods and goddesses, and you know what, frankly, we are all gods and goddesses. We light a candle for Judaism, which teaches one God, one creator, one with whom we can all have a personal relationship. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, which teaches that nothing is permanent, and there are as many understandings of God as there are people, including, for some people, no God. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, which teaches one God expressed as Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, which teaches that there is one God, Allah, as the one true reality and source of all creation. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, which teaches that there is one God who has been revealed progressively through the world's religions and spiritual traditions over the course of time. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, which teaches that God is consciousness. It is infinite intelligence. It is omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. There is no thing that is not God. We light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, and for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are keeping for them in our hearts. This final candle we light is the healing candle. The healing candle represents the uncovering of the God essence at the core of all creation. And as that essence unfolds, as it reveals itself, the experience is one of healing. And so this is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. The candle here to your left is our peace candle. We keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with the understanding that it represents the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that peace to express itself from within each and every one of us, we create a peaceful experience of the world. And so let's honor this candle by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. Winnell, how are you today?
I'm just fine, Jonathan. Thank
Well,
you.
you're more than fine. You are magnificent. I'm grateful that you're here to share today. So Winnell is one of the Keepers of the Flames, gets to be someone that I speak with every week. And if you're new here, I give homework every week. I make that sound so heavy. It's not meant to be heavy. You get to decide if you're going to do the homework, but I do encourage the Keepers of the Flames to do the homework because I'm going to talk to them on a Sunday about it. So the homework last week, Winnell, was this. Spend time in your life just looking at it, right? Look at your life. And if you find anything that seems off-kilter, number one, let yourself off the hook. We can go into that place of blame, right? Yeah. Let yourself off the hook. And reframe in your own mind your relationship to that thing that seems off kilter by accepting something new. And then I asked you to write, and maybe you don't remember, but maybe you do. I want to know if you remember. I asked you to write out a vision statement for your life. So, how did the homework go last week?
I took it very seriously.
Okay.
Okay. I was a good student in school. I even underlined some of the things you said that I wrote down, and I thought, oh, this is way over the top. And so anyway, what happened was I have a lot of stressful things going on at this time, but I was watching myself deal with them, and I was driving myself crazy. I was even taking the things I wanted to worry about and bundling them, so I could worry about 3 things at one time. And that was kind of scary when I started seeing that. And I thought, this has got to shift.
Yeah.
Okay. So one night I wake up in the middle of the night and I say one word, and it is gentle. And I go, what? And I said, be gentle with yourself. And I started stroking my hand, like I was a little baby or something. And it was just the most calming thing that I could do, just kind of reframe it. And then I got up that morning and I thought about those stickers that say, be kind. And I thought, be kind to Winnell. And it was like, oh yeah, remember who you are. All right, so that's the first part of it. All right, the second part is, I had a flash, because I thought, that's what I want to do. That's going to be my new vision statement. Be gentle, be kind to Winnell. Okay? So then the second part was, I want to be able to change my mind anytime I want to. And I thought, what are you talking about? And then I thought, these people are so unfettered. I really do want to be like that. And so I don't want anybody owning me. I love the things you said, you're going to stress or bless, all that stuff I took in. So I said to myself, I remember something that happened to me. It was about 9 years ago. I'm a big-time runner, okay? And so I had a stressful incident that happened while I was running, a really sad phone call. And all of a sudden, I couldn't walk. I mean, I was like, I was dragging this leg. Now, running as long as I have, which is something like 45 years, I keep, I've had knee problems, I've had stuff before. I couldn't walk. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to get home. And then the back kicked in. And then I called the chiropractor that I went to, because I had the cell phone, which I usually don't take. And so somebody took me there as an emergency. I couldn't sit in. I couldn't do anything. I was crying. I thought, this is it. I'll never run again. Plus, what's wrong with my body? And so he helped me get on the table, and he worked on me. Nothing was working. And so all of a sudden, he looked down at me, and he said, Winnell, what was your life like at 17? And I went, oh. And I smiled, and I thought about the Stevie Nicks song, On the Edge of 17. And that man started working on me, and all of a sudden he said, can you lift your head up off the table? Yeah. And then he said, can you sit up now? Before I said, yeah. And he said, all right, let's get the big chance. Let's see if you can walk around the room. I got up and I walked around the room. And I said, what did you do? He said, I just helped you raise your vibration a little bit, okay?
So
all he did, and I'm here to say, I was in that office 15 minutes, and I thought my whole running, I didn't know I was going to be able to walk. The whole thing was over. He said, number one, stop healing your brother that you talked to on the phone. All right, and number two, he said, you are 17 this afternoon. I left that place and I ran for 4 miles.
Wow.
Okay, so the rest of the statement is, I want to be gentle and kind to myself. And the second part is I want to be able to change my mind anytime I want to.
And
It's like, if I remember, who I am, if I believe in myself, and as Louise Hay says, you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, I love you, but she also says, I approve of you.
Yes.
I approve of you, and I believe in you. And so that's it.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
this is great. Thank you for sharing that. Be kind, be gentle, and change your mind at any time. That's a really great lesson. Thank you for that today. Oh, I love that I get to talk to you all about that. The song I wanted to sing today, I've sung it before, but I don't know if we ever sang. I think we sang it when we were still totally virtual. And so this is the first time that I'm singing it with people in the room. It's one of my favorites. And I'm going to do a shout out to Freddie because he loves this song. He's listening from the office.
If you hear this message, wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, I'm calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We were looking for a song to sing, searched for a melody, searched for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. If you feel the same, then go on and say, if you're out there, sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Starting now, No more broken promises, no more call to war. If it's love and peace that we're really fighting for, we can destroy hunger, we can conquer hate. Put down the arms and raise your voice. We're joining hands today. Oh, I was searching for a song to sing. I searched for a leader, but the leader was me. We were looking for the world to change. We can be heroes. Just go on and say if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow's starting now. woman, calling every man. We're the generation, we can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late.
Thank you. I love that song. It's a song by John Legend. So a thing happened this morning. You're going to get me off the cuff a bit. So, every morning, every Sunday morning, I get to the church at 6 o'clock in the morning. And first thing I do is I sit at my desk and I record Sunday morning meditation, because when the Sunday morning meditation is happening online, we're in here rehearsing. And so I record the meditation first thing on a Sunday morning, get that all squared up and ready to go, and then I usually eat my bagel after that. And then I start to consider, what is it that really is coming through me to be expressed today? And then I start writing my notes. Now, I mentioned a few weeks ago, that there's this monitor up here, and sometimes when it looks like I'm being very introspective and looking up, I'm actually looking at my notes. That's the joke, right? The monitor used to be down here. We put it up there. So I use a PowerPoint presentation to get all of my notes ready, and then I've got a computer here, and I've got my little clicker, and it goes through and everything, and I'm, working on it, and I bring up information from online, or I look at things that I've written in the past. I also have a note-taking system in my computer where I can be on my phone, take notes, and it'll show up on my computer. And so I'm always looking at all of these things. And so I was working on my talk notes for about an hour, and then I went to close one of the Word documents, not the PowerPoint, and I went, Command Q. Oh yeah, it wants me to save. No, I don't need to save the changes, so I hit return. And then I looked up, and that was my talk. All of the notes were gone. And then I thought to myself, there was a time in 2015 where I had to give an impromptu talk. I had to give a message off the cuff, and why don't I trust myself to be able to speak truth? Why do I need notes? Well, notes are helpful to keep you on track, that I admit. And yet today, something was clearly saying that what I had prepared was not the thing that needed to be expressed today. And I think it's important that we allow ourselves to move into that place of trust. That there is that within each and every one of us that knows exactly what is looking to be expressed, what is longing to be expressed, and wants to be expressed by means of each and every one of us. I've been a minister for 10 years. I know what there is to be said. And the thing is, we're saying the same thing every single week. That's the joke. We say the exact same thing every week. We say, you are magnificent. You are this magnificent divine presence and power. You are the infinite power of the universe showing up as you. That's number one. And number two is that everything is operating based on this law of mind action. So whatever is happening in our mind is showing up as the activity of our lives. Just like Winnell said, what it took was to allow yourself to move into that place in mind that said, this is not real unless I decide for it to be. So as she moved her mind back into that place of saying, you know what, at 17, all was in alignment. And it may not have been a conscious idea, but it was something that moved through you, and the body takes care of itself. Emma Curtis Hopkins famously said, if a thought can redden the face, why do we believe that a thought cannot heal a broken bone? That is the power that each and every one of us have. We have the power to change the experiences of our lives. But it begins by recognizing first and foremost that we are that power. We are that power. It is not something separate out there. It is the core energy of our entire beingness. And collectively, we have a power, which is one of the reasons I love this song. If you're out there and you're ready, stand up and say, yes, 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 I am ready. I am ready. I am ready. So in my notes, I did very quickly put down a few quotes. So I thought I'm not going to sit down and recreate the wheel. So I've told you I've been reading this book, The Quantum Revelation by Paul Levy. I finished the book this week. I took my time as it's part of a course that I've been taking. We've been doing 2 chapters every week, so this was the 14th week that we've been working on it. And his final chapter was on this idea of lucid dreaming. The idea of being aware that we are dreaming when we are dreaming. And there's a whole thing he goes into around it. But there's this one thing he wrote in this chapter that aligns with this song, and I want to share it with you. He wrote this: when a group of people gets their intention into alignment with each other, magic can happen. Their shared intention gets imprinted into the very quantum field that informs and gives shape to our universe in a way that can really make a difference in the world. I think we underestimate the power that we have to make a difference in the world. And that's why we keep coming back here. That's why we find our way to spiritual centers, so that we can be reminded of that power that is within each and every one of us. So here we are. Here we are. Do you know the power that resides within you? Do you know that power? There's a shift happening. And I think that, I fully believe that if Myrtle and Charles Fillmore were here, if Ernest Holmes was here, if Nona Brooks and Melinda Kramer were here, these are all the people who started the various parts of the New Thought movement, unity, divine science, religious science. I believe if these people were here today, they would be telling us, you're still studying what we wrote 100 years ago? You're still studying that? Great, great. If it inspires you, magnificent. But where are you going? What is the next step? How are you evolving this understanding? How are you stepping into the practice of New Thought? Because that's what it's all about. It's about practice. It is about letting this philosophy activate our lives. If we are living with the understanding that we are the very power and presence of divine energy, and that the universe is operating based on a law of mind action, well then, let us use our mind and put it into action. Put it into action. That's why spiritual evolution is such an important idea for me. Because as we evolve into greater expressions of the self, which is what we're doing all the time, even though sometimes those greater expressions of the self don't feel so good. You ever feel that? It's like, oh gosh, I'm having a rough day today, right, Winnell? Yeah. There is still that which is being broken open to express in some new way. And it is the very nature of this divine power, this divine presence, and this divine energy to do so through each and every one of us, by means of each and every one of us. This past week, I've had a lot of opportunity to let go. You know, they say let go and let God, right? I've just been letting go. And I think maybe today, the reason all those notes disappeared for me today is because I need to do this. And maybe we should all take this to heart. Let's forget everything we think we know. Let's forget everything we think we know. What if we knew nothing? What if we stripped it all away? We knew nothing of divine power. We knew nothing of law of mind action. We had no language to talk about the things that we talk about in these centers and in these spiritual communities. What if we let it all go? What would we be left with? I know I've used this kind of idea before, But it's an important idea to strip away and unbox God. Because even in a philosophy like New Thought, where we say, oh, we're open, we're open to the infinite power and presence, we're open. So long as we understand that the way we say our prayer is exactly got to be right, otherwise it's not going to be effective. Let that go. Because here's the thing about prayer. Prayer is a magnificent tool that we have at our disposal, but many of us get caught up in, am I saying all the right words? Rather than saying, am I being moved in this moment to some new thing, some new idea, some new expression of myself. That's the power of prayer. The power of prayer is in the feeling of it, not the words we use. Because here's the thing about words. Words are very clumsy. I started this course in which we've been reading this book, we've had 34 sessions. And so I started it last fall, I think it was in September. And it was the first or second class that I was sitting there in class, and there were 20 of us, we're all online on Zoom and talking about all of these deep consciousness things, I joke every week when I talk about it, I say, it's funny because the class is called Advanced Consciousness Studies. Like, what does that even mean? We talk about consciousness. We talk about the nature of consciousness and the nature of God and the nature of our experience in this thing called life. And I finally had to step up one day. It was like the second or third class, first, second, or third, I don't know. First, second, or third class. And I said, there is absolutely no way we can effectively talk about any of this because language is not sufficient to describe what we are trying to describe. If God is infinite, the moment we put language to God, we have boxed the idea of God, and it has become a finite idea in our mind. So part of the work that we're doing in New Thought is to get rid of the box. Get rid of the box. So if I were to say to you today, forget everything. Forget everything you think you know about God. Forget everything you think you know about the way life works. Forget everything you think you know about consciousness. You know what feels really good to me? If I forget all of that, I actually relax. Because I don't feel like I have to live up to something any longer. So forget it. Let it go. Unbox God. One of the ways that we've boxed in God is there are very many spiritual paths that talk about God as something out there. And one of the blessings of New Thought is that we have said God, being the infinite power and presence, cannot be exclusive of that which is us. And so if you're new here, I'm going to say 3 words that are oftentimes very shocking to people. But I want you to hear them with that understanding that there is nothing separate from the infinite. So I will say, and I believe, you are God. Which is not to say that you are separate from my being God, or your neighbor being God, or anything else being God. If it is all God, we should be able to step forth and say, I am God, I am that which is, I am the greatness on demand that is the infinite churning forth of the universe into activity. And as I use my mind, I am creating my life. So how am I using my mind? So this goes back a little bit to what Winnell was talking about. Awareness. 100% of the work that we do is to deepen into awareness. Because as we become aware of the way our lives are unfolding, as we look at our lives, we then can make informed decisions about how we would like life to progress. Far too many people give it over to something that they think is out there. And I'm saying, let us not do that anymore. Even to say, I am one with God. I am one with God, right? We've taken that on as a languaging within this movement. I am one with God. Well, where is God in that equation? It's still outside the self. It is still a dualistic idea. It is still that thing out there. Jesus understood it when he said, "The Father and I are one." And he was talking about all of humanity. We are each and every one of us that Father presence. So we are not one with God. We're not even one in God. We are one of God. We are one of God. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to just check in your heart right in this moment and see how that feels. See what the feeling is. Now, there may be a feeling of discomfort because it's not something you're used to. That's okay. But if I say to you, you are one of God, how does that feel? My only job here, I believe, is to consistently invite us all to let go of what we think we know. I'm taking that more to heart every single week. I find my own sense of challenge within that because I am also being observed by an organization that has doctrine that says this is the doctrine. But I think even looking at the doctrine, we should be able to question the doctrine. The power that we have is to question everything. Question everything. That's why one of my favorite spiritual practices, and I know this has been coming up a lot lately, is to say, I know nothing, now what can I know? To let go and live within that concept of beginner's mind. What if we really let go? What if we truly let go? You know, in beginner's mind, there is no isness. There is only infinite potential and possibility. Zen Master Suzuki said about beginner's mind, in beginner's mind there are many possibilities, but in the experts there are few. It's ironic, isn't it? I have spent a large portion of my life becoming an expert. And yet, I think a true expert would be willing to step back and say, let it all go. Let it all go. I think we even need to let go of those things that we hold on to so dearly in our hearts. Those things that perhaps have become rote in our life and in our relationship to this thing called God. I'm about to say something shocking to the longtime Unity people. I think we need to really look at the prayer for protection and question it. We say the prayer for protection. We're going to say it again today at the end of the service. What is it that we need protection from? James Dillett Freeman himself, who wrote the prayer for protection, said, we don't need protection from anything. So what is the power of the prayer? Well, first of all, it's in the feelings, so let's be clear on that. But I think we need to restructure it because the prayer for protection itself is written in a very dualistic fashion. And I think we need to own it. I am the light. I am the presence. I am the power. What is it we need protection from? So today's message, which clearly is just me saying what needed to be said, really comes down to this. What preposition are we going to use to truly understand our relationship as the divine? Are we in God? Are we with God? Or are we of God? Maybe we get rid of all the prepositions altogether because, you know, what's the purpose of a preposition in English grammar? It is to recognize a relationship between one thing and another. There is no relationship. We are that very thing itself. So let's get rid of the preposition, all the prepositions that we use to describe God, and let's begin to truly take to heart, I am that which is. I am that I am. And see what happens. Be willing to see what happens. That's the message. Peace and blessings to you. The homework this week, remember I told you have homework? The homework this week is actually something that was inspired by Paul Levy. One of the blessings that we had is in this class that I take every Thursday night. We've been reading his book, like I said, for 14 weeks, and he came and was part of our class this past Wednesday, and we talked about this idea of lucid dreaming, and he's a practicing Buddhist, a Tibetan Buddhist, and he said there's this practice within Buddhism that is very prevalent for him and has really led him down his journey of uncovering and discovery. And so I thought, well, why don't we all give this practice a try? So this week, I would like every single one of us to explore the idea in every waking moment that we are experiencing life as a dream. Consider that everything we are experiencing is actually a dream. The experience is a product of the mind, and we can live in an awareness of that. And if something does not feel right, rather than try to change the dream, change our relationship to the experience. Change our idea of what our relationship to the experience is. I'm going to let that kind of sit there and be what it needs to be, because I know it's a very kind of wide, high idea, but give it a shot this week and see what comes up for you. See how it works for you. Live life as though it is a dream. Life is but a dream. Yes, life is a dream. I'm going to invite you to relax right where you are and simply see what has come up for you. There's a lot that has come up for me, obviously. I'm going to have to go back and listen to this to see what kernel of truth resonates and see how it shows up in my experience. If you are comfortable and you'd like to close your eyes as we move into this time of reflection, you're welcome to do so.
Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today walk away. Every day I walk away. I choose in this moment to live in the infinite reflection of the One, the wholeness, the only thing that is, this infinite power and presence of creation, God. And I recognize and know that this is the core identity of each and every one of us. We are that which is. Every fiber of our beingness is God. And in understanding this, I lay claim to the infinite power of reflection, of observation, and deepening awareness to know that as we, each and every one of us, experience our lives, we are able to change our relationship to that which is. And that which is ultimately shifts in its expression to become something new. And as we collectively move our minds into a place of peace, beauty, power, joy, harmony, and love, that becomes the experience of the entire planet, this entire universe. And so it is in gratitude and with gratitude that I give over to not knowing anything any longer and discovering what there is to be known. It is in gratitude and with gratitude and being of gratitude that I give over. Let it be so as I relax and trust. Trust in the perfect outcome. And so it is. Every morning brings a new beginning. By grace, another day to be. I awaken with the sun upon me shining, lighting the way for me to see things that I sought and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Of yesterday I'm letting go. I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to confusion. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the less than that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from the path that led me to such sadness. Today is the day I walk away. Every day I walk away. Today is the day I walk away.
And invite William Summers to the platform. Hello, William. How are you today? That's one on. That one should be working. Yes, that one is on.
Well, I had something smart remark to say to you, but I'm going to step out of my box. Well, you brought it up. I enjoy getting up here. I'm kind of a ham and stuff, but there's something coming up inside of me that I need to say today. So to those of you that are watching online and those of you that are in this room today, I want to tell you just how truly grateful I am for your support. You know, as a member of the board, we had to make decisions this past year about what we're going to do. And we decided that we weren't going to go back to normal. And we decided instead that we were going to step into the future. And that was kind of scary, for me at least. But all of you have been so wonderful in supporting us in our growth. And it isn't just our growth, it's your growth also. And with that being said, there's some new opportunities coming up that I tell you, I'm just all a tingle with this. And this isn't in the next year or the next few months. This is in the next few weeks. We've been growing so fast that we're now going to start establishing or reestablishing some new groups. And there'll be things like a newcomers group. We've been having the greeters kind of double up on that. But there's so many of you wonderful people here now that we need to do a little more. We're also going to have an ushers group starting. And this is particularly exciting, next door in Harmony Hall, we're going to be starting up our social hour, and we're going to be looking for volunteers to do this. So for those of you, I mean, maybe you're given enough money, be given all you can, but you'd like to do something else, or you're feeling a little uncomfortable, I'd like to do a little more, but my resources are what they are. What a wonderful opportunity to give back and to help this community grow. And so watch your email. I assume that's where you'll have a lot of this stuff coming up. Watch your email for these opportunities. The board will be meeting next week to decide just how we're going to proceed on this. For those of you who are newcomers today, if you have any questions about it, my wife Anita and I will be out, there she is, waving her hands. We'll be right outside just before you exit the building. We'll be on your right there. If you have any questions about any of this, I'll tell you as a newcomer, if you want to get to know people, or if you've been here a while but you really don't know all the people you'd like to know, this is an absolutely wonderful time to get involved and to make a lot of new friends. Thank you.
Thank you, William. Grateful for your sharing. I'm grateful that you have shared, and I'm grateful that you share with this community. If there are many ways to give to this community. You can be one of our pre-authorized contributors, sign up to have your gift taken from a credit or debit card automatically on a schedule that you decide upon. You can also, if you're online, you can go to unitytucson.com and you can use any of the donate links there if you'd like to give in this moment. You can phone in your card to the office during our regular office hours, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. You can also send in a check. You can also text Unity Tucson to 73256, and you can give by means of text message. We're still not passing the basket in the room, so if there is a gift that you are giving, if you're in the room and you're giving by cash or check, you can drop that into the baskets, which are on either side of the door as you exit today. If you would like to use a credit or debit card to give, you can do that in our bookstore. So I am deeply grateful for all that you share. I'd love for us to concretize our givingness in heart with sharing a brand new affirmative giving statement that I have written. It's not the same one we were doing last month. It's a brand new one. So the words are going to come up here. Let's say this together. I share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. Yes. Oh, well, there we go. I don't know that the givingness statement has ever gotten applause, but thank you. A couple of things to let you know about. Of course, this is our announcement section. We do have our virtual gathering today. Karen is going to be hosting our virtual gathering. So if you're online, you can go to the link that is right on our homepage and share in some social time on Zoom. That starts at 11:30. Or if you're in the room and you want to rush home and get online, you can do that too. But we're all kind of sharing time after the celebration out there. Is the basket here for the birthday draw? I think that's it there. All right, you know what? You can follow me on the camera, right? I never get off the stage. It is true. All right, so the draw today, I'm not looking. It's going to be this one. So, celebrating a birthday is Anita Summers. And the charity that we will give a portion of our tithe to is Sister Jose Women's Center. Thank you so much for that. Yes, yes, yes. Membership Sunday. I sent out an email this week to everybody just to say if you did not hear from me about Membership Sunday and you do consider yourself a new member, please let me know. We're going to have a membership blessing on the 27th, the final Sunday of this month. You can send an email to me at revjonathan@unitytucson.com if that applies to you and you have not already sent me an email. A couple of other things. Oh, our Artist of the Month. We have a brand new artist showing in our gallery in the foyer. Our artist this month is Terry Gay. In addition to being a watercolorist, our June artist, Terry Gay, is a world traveler, a hiker, a teacher, an illustrator, and a designer. Her love of the outdoors ties right in with her practice of painting plein air, or in the open air. Terry has been accepted into shows throughout Arizona and has won many awards and several scholarships. All of the paintings that Terry is showing are original watercolors, including small framed ones that are on the table if you go out and see the table. Her paintings are beautifully framed and ready to hang. She will be donating 25% of the proceeds from the sale of her paintings back to Unity of Tucson. And, by the way, don't forget to ask her about getting lost in Bangkok while she was exploring by herself. There's a story there. Yeah. If you're online and would like to see her work, you can go to unitytucson.com/gallery, and her work is featured there as well. We do still need volunteers, as William was saying. We are opening up, and we're going to need lots of support, and so we encourage you to share of your time and your talents to engage this community more profoundly. There is a sign up in the information alcove for kitchen support as we move into the space of reopening on Sundays for our time of hospitality. I'm going to invite Christina Gilman. She wanted to say a few words about her workshop that she has coming up. Please welcome Christina Gilman. Hello.
The lights are so bright.
It's very bright up here.
But I want to say hi and how much I appreciate you all welcoming. I've only been here a couple months, but I feel like it's home. Like you, I didn't prepare this what I'm saying, but I really want to invite you to share with me. I'm practicing it right now when I want to teach, and that's dealing with stress. I think we all are faced with stress. It's around us all the time. But how we react to it. You know, we tend to grind our teeth and tighten up, and the mind goes around and around in circles, and there's fear, there's anger. This is what we've been doing since we were yay high. But we can change that. We've all learned to change habits. Look what we've done in the last year. We adapted. Well, we can change our way of responding to stress. So I invite you to come Thursday morning at 10 o'clock into room A over here and share with us and grow with us and practice visualizations, practice breathing techniques and visualizations, and there's so many things that we can do, that we can learn to practice in the group, take it home, and use it every day. So please join us. It'll be the next 3 Thursday mornings, and I'll be outside in the foyer if you have any questions afterwards. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Christina.
Blessings.
In addition to her experience, those three Thursdays, we begin yoga practice this Wednesday evening at 6:30. That's also in room A with Lynn Wolf. One of the things that I wanted to make sure you know about with yoga is that she adapts to anyone who may feel they have some physical limitation. You can do yoga in a chair. And so if that is something that maybe was holding you back, please join, and she will work with you. Bears in the Chairs continues. We are collecting stuffed animals for Aviva Children's Services, and there are tote bags to be made if you would like to pick up a kit in the bookstore as well. Okay, I think we're done with announcements. I want to say thank you to everyone who supports our tech team, Wally, Don, and Karimon, for your work today, technically. I want to say thank you to Karen and to Winnell and to Christina and William for sharing here today as well. I want to say a special thank you to this magnificent band. Yes. And I want to say thank you, whether you're watching live or you're in the room. Thank you for making your presence here known. Thank you for shining your God light and letting the world know what you stand for. Let's share together as we close our time here today the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. And if you feel like dancing, it's a good closing song to dance to. Something great has happened and love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Roll on. Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live your dream of the highest calling, of the new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. Whoa. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind. I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say, we are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the voice of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with the world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment of our greatness. Let's stand together now. They're going to keep playing as I make my way back. Make it a magnificent week, everyone. Thank you for being here.